Ken, can I ask you to bring up another picture, please? So I use the exact same soil recipe. If you scroll down just a little bit in my greenhouse soil bed, it should be right below this, right there on the right. See that one next to the frog. So that's the same soil recipe that I used in my greenhouse soil bed. The only thing that I did different was my source of earthworm castings. And it took me kind of a bit to feel like that was it. And I tested my earthworm castings that I had on hand that I used to build the other soil. And they were testing a 5.0. And I was like, oh my God, like this is it. This is what it was. And so I sent it off to Logan, the castings off to Logan Labs. I was kind of speculating that the earthworm castings had a high sodium content also for maybe some reason. That turned out to be incorrect. So I got to figure out, I use a lot of ocean-based products in my soil building. And so I think that's probably where it came from.
What was your potassium like in those earthworm castings?
I'd have to bring it up. I can bring it up.
Sometimes earthworm castings can be way off on potassium as well.
And same with compost for whatever reason. Compost is always high in potassium.
So that could contribute to your other cation exchange capacity.
So the value found for potassium was 1375. Yeah.
That's
and what's your calcium and magnesium? Wait till you hear this out.
Calcium was 6008, and magnesium was 1356.
Can you bounce to the saturated paste test? Because that's really the read.
That was just the earthworm castings.
That was just the castings I was using.
So that's that's not overly safe.
Yeah, so I used the same castings when I was planting my soil bed outside, and it actually damaged all my plants, and I had to replace a whole bunch of them, and I was very upset. I was very upset because this kind of thing never happens to me, and I was so frustrated because I was like, why, And the lesson that I learned is regardless of whatever test results that you get from a supplier, you should do your own testing on every input, because it's probably not going to be indicative of the product that you've received.
Especially at the scale you're working at.
Yeah. And so the saturated paste calcium, we got 59.75, magnesium 42.05, potassium 86.39, sodium 27.18.
Right, Av? I told her, I go, whatever you're doing, Luna, you're fucking amazing. If you can get that kind of response.
So I was pissed. Because castings by nature are supposed to be neutral, right? Like the gut biomes of earthworms and stuff. You're gonna produce a neutral product, and this is what I got, and it really set back my bed.
With those numbers, I don't understand how the pH is that low. The sulfur must be like,
This is why I was kind of like, what is the accuracy of these Malic 3 and paste tests? I was like, what's going on here? Like, how do these things actually work? Because none of this makes sense to me, right? So I, when I planted my greenhouse bed about a month ago, actually I think it was like 6 weeks ago, I always do like some earthworm castings at the bottom of my hole, and then I sprinkle some like mycorrhizae on top of it, and then I plant my plant directly on top of it, right? And everything immediately stopped uptaking nutrients, just stopped completely. And I added some aloe and some enzymes and like, some nice things and some beet juice, and everything just stopped growing. And I was like, it all started turning yellow, and I got purple stems, and everything's drooping and burning. There's vascular burning and all this stuff, and like this kind of thing it never happens to me, right? And I was just furious, and it took me so long to figure out, and I was just kind of like, why would this happen? And I call Leighton, and I called a few other people, and it turns out that it was bad earthworm castings, which I guess maybe their bedding was poor, their input was poor, maybe it got too old. I don't know, but it was really big. It was a really big headache for me. But everything is now looking really good. Maybe I could post an image of the bed right now so you could see what the bed looks like now, Leighton. We could bring it up.
I can't wait to see it.
I do have.
And how much longer till you harvest that?
I'm probably going to take them to week 9. So like another month.
Oh my God, those are going to stack like crazy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Is that a hash plant or is that a regular high tea?
It's a high tea tea plant. That's my moon diamond, which is a genetic that I made. It's
nice.
A DJ Shorts blueberry on kryptonite, then crossed to UK cheese, and then I put that on a cut of Diamond OG that I received that was extremely trichome dense. It almost looked like a purple punch or like a Mac 1. And I just found this fantastic phenotype of it. It's just huge buds. They're super frosty, and the smell is just cheesy and like had like berry undertones and like kind of just like gassy. And it's just, oh, it's fantastic.